Welcome back to mass transfer operations 2. We were discussing on drying operations. In the previous class, we discussed about the drying operations, then some important terminologies, then drying rate curve, then drying equilibria, and in today's lecture, we will be discussing on the rate of drying for the batch dryers. So, if we discuss about the mechanism of batch drying, then we will be discussing the two different cases. One is this cross circulation drying, another will be through circulation drying. So, if we want to get the desired final moisture content, then we need this what is the drying rate in the constant drying period, then critical moisture content, then equilibrium moisture content, and nature of the dependence of the falling rate period of the drying, means whether it is linearly decreasing with the moisture content or it is square of the moisture content. And so, now we will be discussing the detail about the cross circulation drying. This drying process is cross circulation because the drying gas enters is from the sides of the tray, and like this way say the drying gas enters in this direction, and say but this drying of the this moisture takes place in the perpendicular direction. So, that is why it is called cross circulation drying. Now, you see this one, the condition is that the for hot gas the temperature at the inlet point is T g I and the humidity is Y I, and say this one whenever the trays are placed. So, the same hot gas will be entering in all the trays, and whenever it will be coming out, that is we can see this one, the temperature of the gas will be T g out and the humidity will be Y out. Okay. That it is definite that the humidity of the gas which will be this one exiting the tray with more humidity. So, there are three different types of say modes of heat transfer will be taking place. So, one will be this conduction, that is whenever hot gas will be in contact with this we can say this tray material, especially the tray materials are made of the metals, there we can the electric thermal conductivity values are very high, and so due to that thermal conductance the some amount of this wet solid will be dried. And the another one is this convection, that convection actually will take place from the this open space above this tray, and the radiation will take place from the other tray. So, because you see there during this flow of this hot gas, this above this tray another tray also is placed, so from there radiation will take place. So, this all these three modes of we can say this one heat transfer will take place, that is we can say this due to this conduction, due to this convection, and due to the radiation from the other tray which is placed just above this tray which is under consideration. Okay. So, this we can say this one dry bulb temperature of the drying gas at the inlet we can say this is on T g that is in Kelvin. Then humidity of the drying gas at the inlet Y I told this one, that kg moisture per kg dry air. Temperature of the solid, that is say in the beginning we take this one as this T s, and then thickness of the this one wet solid layer, that is we say this L s. This is the we can see the thickness of this solid wet solid, and then thermal conductivity of the we can say this metal is K s, and thickness of the tray is L t, that is the tray thickness, that is L t, this thickness is L t. Okay. So, this rate of evaporation and the surface temperature can be obtained by just simple by heat balance, just we will be doing this one. So, suppose if Q represents the total heat receiving at the surface, so we can say this one at this surface the suppose total Q amount of heat actually is obtained due to this conduction, convection and radiation. So, we can say this one total Q will be Q C plus Q R plus Q K, that is we can say this one due to convection, due to radiation and due to conduction. But here you see this one the heat received by conduction will be much more lower than heat received by convection and radiation. So, there are two different cases actually we will be discussing for this cross circulation drying. Case 1 is the temperature and humidity of the drying gas remain constant. So, means whatever the drying gas is entering, their temperature and humidity will remain constant for the entire drying process. Means the always the temperature and humidity, this T G I and Y I will remain constant. In another case, we will be discussing that it will be varying with the we can say this one with the tray, or that we will be discussing later on. So, for that say for convection and radiation and conduction, we have these three different equations, very well known equations, that say Q C will be H C into T G I minus T S, that is we can say this one T G I, that is the temperature of the inlet gas, and T S is the temperature of the wet solid. And for radiation we can say this one Q R is equal to H R into T R minus T S, which is nothing but this epsilon sigma into T R to the power 4 minus T S to the power 4. This sigma actually this Stephen Boltzmann constant, this is nothing but say the 5.669 into 10 to the power minus 8. So, we can say we can keep only epsilon into 5.669 into 10 to the power minus 8 into T R to the power 4 and T S to the power 4, where this epsilon is the emissivity. Okay. For a conduction we can say this one the Q K will be U K into T G I minus T S. So, and say one point actually we need to remember here, that for convection and conduction the temperature gradient actually is same, because in T G I minus T S, but for radiation the temperature gradient actually is in the power of 4. So, whenever we have this total Q is equal to Q C plus Q R plus Q K, that is nothing but we can say this one we will be adding this for convection, for radiation and for conduction. So, there we have already derived this N C is equal to K y into Y s minus Y I, that is nothing but Q by lambda W, that is we can say the latent heat of vaporization of water. So, that is nothing but we can say this one whatever Q we have this one, because you see this T G I minus T G T S as this is the driving force for both convection and conduction. So, H C minus plus U K into T G I minus T S plus this due to this radiation H R into T R minus T S divided by lambda W. Okay. Now, say if we neglect the heat required to superheat the evaporated moisture, the gas temperature and consider only latent heat of vaporization, that we need to just we are considering this one, or this initial adjustment part actually we are not considering. So, then we can say this one N C into lambda W is equal to Q, and from there if we just do the manipulation, we will be getting suppose for this Y s minus Y I into lambda W by H C by K y. So, we will be getting this one just by manipulation, we will be getting 1 plus U K by H C into T G I minus T S plus H R by H C into T R minus T S. Only to get this one say, and say U K is equal to this one, we know this one for average we can say the surface area, and say for non drying surface area we will be getting this one, where we can H C, that is nothing but the convective heat transfer coefficient at the tray bottom, and K M is equal to the thermal conductivity of the tray material, and whereas this K S is the thermal conductivity to the drying solid. So, that we have this one. Now, say the quantity that AC by Ky actually that is nothing but equal to the Ch, this we can say this humid heat. So, this and it we have already this one derived in this during this humidification operation, that Ch is equal to AC by Ky. And so, now this equation has these two unknown parameters like this Ts and Ys. So, it can be solved in this connection with the saturation humidity and temperature relation for this water, that we can do by graphically. So, and we know this one, that now we have this derived this N c is equal to this Ky into Ys minus Yi, that is equal to say Q by lambda W, and that is we can say this one we will be getting by adding all these heat this one transfer units divided by lambda W. Okay. And say where this N c is equal to, we can say this one K c into Ky into Ys minus Yi, and for that condition we can see this whatever the time at the constant drying period. So, we can say this is drying time at the constant drying period, that is we can say S s into x I minus x c by A into N c, that we have already derived this one in the previous class. For this falling rate period, so we are assuming this one that is following the linear relationship. So, in that case also we have already derived this equation also for this condition. What we will be doing? So, this one S s by A into x c minus x star by N c into ln x c minus x star by x m minus x star, that is nothing but just by manipulating this one, because you see this one in the falling rate period also we already discussed this one. In the falling rate period, the first point, that is the we can say this one last point of the constant drying period. So, there actually we can say this one, that we can get this N c, the N c part, whatever the N c part is there, from we will be getting this Ky into Ys minus Yi we will be putting here, and then we will be getting this S s by A into we can see this one lambda W into x c minus x star by A into H c plus U k into T g I minus T s plus H r into T r minus T s into ln x c minus x star by x m minus x star. So, this is we can say this one for falling rate period. If the falling rate period is we can say this one varying square of this we can say this one moisture content, then the expression will be to some extent different. But the total drying time for we can say this one for cross circulation drying, we can say the total drying time will be the drying time in this we can say the constant drying period, then we can say the falling rate period, and another part also is there, that is we can say this one T d, that is we say this one downtown for loading and unloading, because you see this one we started the discussion on the batch drying. So, in the batch process also we whenever we will be talking about the total drying time, there loading and unloading also time also will be considering, but there is no this one formula for this downtime time calculation, but that is actually obtained from the regular practice. Now, the second case we have this one, that temperature and the humidity of the gas will vary along the tray. So, that a theoretical analysis of the changing drying rate along a tray is done by this making a differential heat balance over a thin strip of the solid layer on a tray. Like this, we will be taking one thin strip, like suppose this is the tray, we will be taking this thin slice like this. So, this is dz, we can say this one, the length of this we can say this tray we have taken as L. So, and the thin strip edge is taken as dz, and say let us B be the say breadth, like this B is the breadth, and say W is the we can say this one gap between these two adjacent trays for gas flow, like this is the W, means this we can say this one from the top layer of the solid material to the bottom of this tray, that is we can say this one the opening through which this we can say this hot drying air actually is entering, and we can say this one cross section of the gas flow will be definitely this B into W. So, through this cross section, this suppose through this cross section, say we can say this one gas drying gas actually will be entering. Okay. And total gas flow rate actually over a tray will be Gs prime into B into W. So, that is we can say this one, where Gs prime is equal to we can say kg moisture per kg dry air, or we can say this gas flow rate, and Z actually we told that is the we can say this local distance in the L direction, and Tg is the local temperature of the gas in any place. We can say this one, if I say this is gas temperature, that is will be Tg, and we told that say in the entry this is Tgi, and at the exit it is Tgo, that is the outlet temperature is Tgo, and Ts is the surface temperature. So, Ts actually is the surface temperature of the solid, and Ls is the thickness. So, Ls actually is the thickness of this material, actually is Ls. Okay. So, that is thickness of the solid material or wet solid. So, dq amount of heat actually is transferred from the gas to the solid over a thin strip of we can say this one B into dz, because you see the B is this like this length, and the dz is equal to this one, because you see this amount through this area we can say this one, we can say dq amount of heat actually is transferred. So, there actually we can say this one. So, this is the say this area where dq amount of heat actually is entering. So, that dq amount of heat actually will be, we are taking this one as the combined amount of the heat received at this slice. Okay. So, we can say this one just by doing this dq is equal to minus Gs prime into B into W into Ch into dTg, that is nothing but we can say this one Hc into B into dz into Tg minus Ts. We are assuming that due to this convection actually this part is there, but say this one due to this radiation and that conduction part, that is we can say this one very negligible part is there. So, if we do the manipulation, so by say we can say this one dt by this one dTg by Tg minus Ts, if we bring this one it will be like Hc by Gs prime into W into Ch and into dz. Okay. So, they are actually just by integrating from inlet to outlet. So, we can say this one at any point actually, this is suppose in this point say how much amount is there. If we integrate this one for a small slice, and if we just extend this one for the entire length, so we will be getting say for the entire length we will be getting like this ln Tg this one O minus Ts by Tgi minus Ts is equal to Hc into Gs prime into W into Ch into L will be getting say for this entire length. So, from 0 to L actually we can say this one, that will be Tgi to Tgo. Okay. So, then just by manipulation we can say this one L will be Gs prime into W into Ch by Hc into ln Tgo minus Ts by Tgi minus Ts. So, this out of this we have this one ln Tgo minus Ts by Tgi minus Ts, that is nothing but Ntg, that is Ntg, and Gs prime into W into Ch by Hc, that is we can say this one height of this Htg, height of the transfer unit. So, we can say this so, Ntg, that is we can say the number of gas this one number of gas phase transfer units, and Htg is the height or length of the gas phase transfer heat transfer unit. Okay. So, now also here just like say if we recall that for this humidification chamber also we got the total height of this cooling tower as H, that was nothing but the multiplication of this number of gas phase transfer units into the height of the gas phase transfer units. Here also we have got the similar type of this total length of this we can see this wet bed is in the form of this number of transfer units, heat transfer unit gas phase transfer units into the height of the gas phase transfer units. Now, you see this one just by manipulating this one L in the form of this we can say this one L in the form of Htg. So, we will be getting this one from this previous this one equation this minus L by Htg is equal to ln TGO minus TS by TGI minus TS. So, if we take this one, the exponential of these two sides, then we will be getting this exponential of this minus L by HTG is will be equal to this TGO minus TS by TGI minus TS. Just by manipulating this one, we will be getting the we will be doing this one in the form of this TGI and TGO with this TS, that is just by manipulation 1 minus TGI minus TG out by TGI minus TS. So, we are now incorporating all these temperatures, means inlet temperature of the drying gas, outlet temperature of the drying gas, and we can say this on temperature of the wet solid. So, again now by manipulation 1 minus exponential of the minus L by HTG, that is we can say this one TGI minus TGO by TGI minus TS. And now the rate of heat transfer to the solid, the total we can say this one, whatever the dq we have assumed that say it is coming, that is now we are taking that is equal to Gs into B into W into Ch into TGI minus TG out. So, this we are now getting this whatever the total heat actually is Q, that is we are getting now in the form of this. And say area of the tray will be like B into L, because area of the tray, that is we can say this one this length and this we can say breadth. So, this total area will be like this B into L. So, we can say this one the average vaporization rate of the moisture per unit drying air will be Q by A into lambda W. Okay. So, then in that case we can say this one we will be again calculating this what is called the rate of drying in the constant drying rate period, that is Q by A into lambda W, that is we can say that whatever Q actually we have got this one, that is Gs prime into B into W into Ch into TGI minus TG out by A into lambda W. We can say this amount of this unbound moisture that is removed actually during this constant drying rate period, that is MC will be nothing but we can say this one A into Ls into rho S into Xi minus Xc. That also we have already derived this one, it is nothing but Ss into Xi minus Xc. Okay, this is Ss means the how much amount the this wet solid actually we have, that is we can say this one Xi minus initial moisture content minus the critical moisture content. Okay. Now, we can say this one A into Ls, this A is the we can say this one top area in the Ls is the height of this wet bed. So, that is we can say A into Ls is the volume of the solid, and now we assume that the density of the solid will be the rho S. So, now so we can say the Tc is equal to Mc by A into Nc, which is nothing but we can say this one A into Ls into rho S into Xi minus Xc into lambda W by Gs prime into B into W into Ch into TGI minus TG out. Okay. So, finally, we will be getting like this one Tc will be equal to just by manipulating this one, say we can say this Nc part actually we have this one Nc in the form of Gs prime into B into W into Ch into TGI minus TG out by A into lambda W. We will be putting here. There actually we can say this A will be this one strike out from numerator and denominator, and then we will be getting this Tc is equal to Ss into Xi minus Xc into lambda W by Gs prime into B into W into Ch into Tgi minus Ts into 1 minus exponent of 1 L minus L by HTG. Okay. So, that is we can say this one for constant drying time for the constant drying rate period. Okay. Then for falling rate period, we will be following the same this one what is called formula, where this Nc actually will be this one writing in this form. This Tf is equal to Ss by A into Xc minus X star, that is X star I told that is nothing but the equilibrium moisture content which will be at the end into lambda W by Nc into Ln Xc minus X star by Xf minus X star. Okay, and then that is why by just putting this Nc we will be getting this formula for this time for this falling rate period. This Tf is equal to Ss into Xc minus X star into lambda W divided by Gs prime into B into W into Ch into Tgi minus Ts into 1 minus exponential of minus L by Htg into ln Xc minus X star by Xm minus X star, where this Hc value is there is this one generally used formula or frequently this is used as this 0.0204 into G prime to the power 0.8, where G prime is the kg moisture per hour into meter square and Hc is in watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay. Now, we will be solving one problem like this very simple problem. Granular weight solid is taken on a tray, the dimension is given that 1 meter into 0.6 meter and dried in a stream of hot air. There actually 120 degree Celsius and humidity is 0.02 kg dry air and velocity of the drying air is 4.5 meter per second. The initial moisture content of 28% is to be reduced to 0.5%. From laboratory tests, it is known that the critical moisture content is 12%. This X is equal to 0.12 and the equilibrium moisture is negligible. So, we can see the X star is equal to 0. The falling rate of the drying, we can see this one, that where we will be calculating this Tf, that is we can see the linear in the moisture content. So, it is directly proportional to the moisture content. So, if the solid loading is 35 kg per meter square, so calculate the drying time. Assume that the air flow is large and its temperature drop across the tray is very small. So, from this we can see this statement, we can assume that it is nothing but the cross circulation drying. Okay. So, now we need to solve this problem and we need to calculate the total drying time. Okay. So, the solution will be like this. It is assumed that this on heat transfer and drying occur at the top surface only, no conduction or radiation. So, we are assuming that only convection is taking place. Suppose this is the tray and say the solid material is here, say only due to this convection, this heat whatever this Q is entering, that is due to convection only, and from the top surface this drying is taking place. Okay. So, convective heat transfer actually we need to calculate first Hc. So, for that we can say this one we need. So, we need to calculate this one. So, we need to calculate Hc. For that we need to calculate the density of, say we can say this one, density of gas drying air. We need to calculate this one, say at that is at, say we can say this one at 120 degree Celsius, because it is there in the problem that it is supplied at 120 degree Celsius will be nothing but this 28.97 divided by say 22.414 into 273.2 divided by 120 means 393.2 kg per meter cube. So, we are assuming that it is as behaving as the ideal gas. Okay, we do not have this density value. If the density value is known, then there is no need to do the calculation. There will be a small, we can say this one error maybe in that calculation, because we are assuming this air as this ideal gas. So, ultimately it will be coming as 0.898 kg per meter cube. Okay. And so, this mass flow rate, that is we can say this one G prime, that will be nothing but U, that is the flow rate of this gas, drying gas into rho G. So, that is flow rate is given as say 4.5 into say 3600 in terms of we can say this one hour and into 0.898. So, ultimately it will be coming as kg per meter square hour. So, it is coming out to be as 14,548.27. kg per meter square hour. Okay. Now, we will be getting this Hc, that I told that the Hc actually it is following this formula. In general, we use this one 0.0204 into g prime to the power 0.8. So, we will be putting this one 0.0204 into 14,548.27 to the power 0.8. It is coming out to be as 43.639 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay. Now, we see this temperature of the solid in the constant drying rate period, we can say this one is the adiabatic saturation temperature, is at adiabatic saturation temperature. So, we will be getting now, so what will be the, we can see the adiabatic saturation temperature. For that we need, because you see the humidity is given and dry bulb temperature is given. So, we will be taking the help of the psychrometric chart. So, from the psychrometric chart actually we will be getting this one. So, let us take the for psychrometric chart. Say Tg is equal to 120 degree Celsius and yi is equal to 0.02. So, we have this one, just if we say this is the 100% saturation line and say this is, we can say this one y, then for 0.02 and for suppose 120 degree Celsius. So, we will be taking this adiabatic saturation line, we will be moving from this, this is, we can say this 0.02, this is 120 degree Celsius, then we will be reaching this 100% saturation line. Then from here, whenever we will be reaching this one, that will be said, we can say this one TAS. So, from if we use this psychrometric chart, we will be getting TAS is equal to 41.5 degree Celsius. This is actually 41.5 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, we will be getting this NC value. What is this? We can say this one drying rate at the constant drying period. So, that is we can say this one Q by, we can say this one lambda W. Okay. So, that will be, we can say this one is equal to Hc into Tg minus TW or TAS, whatever we say this one, divided by lambda W. Okay. So, this is will be like this, Hc is equal to say 43.639 watt per meter square Kelvin into the Tg is equal to 120 degree and TAS or TW, that will be say 41.5 degree Celsius divided by this lambda W is equal to, we can see this one latent heat of vaporization, this 2400 into say 1000. So, that will be coming out to be, that is we can say this one, it will be equal to, so NC will be, equal to 1.427 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg per meter square second. Now, you see we need to get that that is nothing but we can say this one in terms of hour. If we just do this one, we will be multiplying with this 3600, then it will be like 5 point, just we can say 5.138 kg per meter square hour. Okay, so, now we have this NC is equal to 5.138 in kg per meter square hour. Now, we have this, you see Xi we have, that is 0.28, then Xc we have 0.12, then x star, that is equilibrium moisture content is negligible. So, we take this one as 0 for the calculation, and final moisture content actually is given as this only 0.5%. So, 0.005, and this SS by A actually this is, we can say this one, this loading actually is given as 35 kg per meter square, that is already given. Okay. So, this we can say this one during this constant drying period, we can say this one Tc, that is we have this SS by A into, we can say this one Xi minus Xc divided by Nc, that will be like this. SS by A actually we have this 35, then Xi is 0.28 and X C actually this Xc critical moisture content is 0.12 divided by, we can say this one Nc, we have got this one as we can say 5.138, that we can say this one. So, it will be coming in terms of hour, because it is in terms of hour also Nc. So, it is nothing but we can say this one 1.09 hour. So, that is we can say this one the time required to dry this in the constant drying period is 1.09 hour. And now, you see this one the falling rate period actually is linear with the we can say moisture content. So, in that case the formula will be like this: SS by A into Xc minus X star by Nc into ln Xc minus X star divided by Xf minus X star. So, now we will be putting all these values like this 35, this SS by A is equal to 35 into Xc, that is 0.12 minus X star is equal to 0 divided by Nc is equal to that 5.138 into ln this Xc is equal to 0.12 minus X star is equal to 0 divided by Xf, that is 0.5%, 0.005 minus X star is equal to 0. So, this is equal to 2.6 hour. So, now you see the initial time in the constant drying period is only 1.09 hour, where this time in the constant falling rate period is 2.6 hour. So, total time actually we can see the total drying time. So, total drying time will be, we can say this one T is equal to Tc plus Tf, that is equal to 1.09 plus 2.6 hour, that is nothing but 3.69 hour. So, here you see the time required in the falling rate period is much more higher than more than 2 times than the constant drying period. So, total drying time, but here we have not included this down time, that is we can say loading and unloading, but say whenever we have this information we can add this the total drying time will be 3.69 hour plus Td. Okay. Now, we will be discussing about the another batch drying process, that is we can say this is through circulation drying. So, in through circulation drying, hot drying air flows through the shallow bed of this wet solid. So, what is happening in case of through circulation drying, the total drying this wet material actually is placed in a, we can say in the column, and hot drying air enters from the top, and say this one through this the wet solid, this hot air will be entering, and then it will force this moisture to be removed from this wet solid, and then the hot, cold moist air will be coming out from the bottom of the we can say this one packed this one bed. Okay. As the flow of hot gas starts, a region near the entry zone, say we say this one in the entry zone, that is zone 1, that we can say this one loses moisture very quickly, and after sometimes this region will have bound moisture only. So, that you can see this only whatever the unbound moisture actually is there, and so only bound moisture will be there. So, we can say this one, and then this since the gas entering this zone 2 is already loaded with some considerable amount of the moisture picked up from this zone 1. So, we can say this one drying rate actually becomes slower. So, this is point. So, from zone 1 this whatever the moist air, say it is entering into the zone 2. So, there will be little or no evaporation of the moisture in the zone 3 at the beginning. So, we can say this one zone 3, now this moisture is, we can see this again the drying air is we can see this one more with this moisture. So, drying rate will be very less. So, zone having nearly the initial moisture. So, here we can see we assume that the drying is very slow, or there will be no drying also at all. So, now we need to consider a thin slice of, we can say this one, suppose this is the bed, and then through this bed actually we are taking one this one slice of dz. So, that we will be assuming that dz actually this slide actually slice we have assumed with the thickness of dz. If the increase in humidity of the gas is dy. So, in this direction suppose it is entering here and it is exiting from this, the humidity increase will be dy across this thickness, and as it passes through this thin slice. So, solid we can say this one at adiabatic saturation temperature of the drying gas. So, then we have this one Gs prime into dy for this slice, actually we are doing this one Gs prime into dy is equal to Ky into A prime into dz into Ys minus y, where this A prime actually is nothing but the, we can say this one drying area per unit volume. Okay. And dz we can say this one the thickness of the slice, and Ys is the, we can say this one humidity of the solid, and y is this local humidity at any point, we can say this one. Just by manipulating this equation and integrating from this y in to y out, say we can say this one, this is we can say this one y in, and this humidity of the drying air, and y out actually yo is equal to the humidity of the exit drying gas. So, that is if we this one integrate, and say suppose L is equal to or dz is equal to 0 here, and here actually we can say this one L s. So, then we can say this one this total length. So, this one we can say this one, if we integrate this one we will be getting minus ln ys minus yi by ys minus y0 is equal to ky into ls by gs prime. Okay. So, this ls will be nothing but we can say this one from this actually we will be getting ln into ys minus yi by ys into y0 into gs by ky prime. Okay. So, here also we see this one whatever the length of this we can say this one packed column will we get here also, that is also the multiplication of this number of gas phase transfer unit into the height of the this one gas phase transfer unit. So, there NTG is equal to we can see this one ln ys minus yi by ys minus y0 the yo, and HTG will be gs prime by ky prime. Okay. Now, this ls actually we are writing this one ln into ys minus yi by ys minus y0 yo into gs prime by ky prime, that is again we have written this one, and again we are just manipulating this NTG in terms of we can say this one ln into ys minus yi by ys minus y0. From there just by manipulation we will be getting this we can say this one we are trying to get this relation between this we can say this one enthalpy the humidity of this drying gas in the exit and at the entry. So, inlet minus outlet, that is just by manipulation we will be getting, that is equal to y s minus y I into 1 into exponential minus n t g. So, that actually we are getting. So, we are trying to get the relation between this humidity at the entry and exit with the humidity, we can say this one of the solid and with the number of gas phase transfer units. Then let us say this one constant drying period and falling rate period, these two this one zones, and from there we will be getting two drying times. Let 1 meter square of the cross section area, say in place of this 1 meter square we can assume any area also. For simplicity we have assumed this one, and then bed volume is 1 into L s meter cube, and the mass transfer area of the solid we can say this one A will be equal to A prime into L s, and then we can say this one this if N c is the constant drying rate, then A prime into L s into N c is equal to G s prime into y minus y I, that we know this one. And say this one we will be putting this N c there, that is say we can say this one from here we will be getting this N c is equal to G s into we can say this one y s minus y I into 1 minus exponential of minus n t g by A prime into L s. So, that will be we have got this N c in the form of the known parameters like this G s prime, then y s, y I, then n t g will be calculating, then we will be getting exponent of this n t g by so specific surface area, means surface area per unit volume into L s means the thickness of the this height of this wet solid. Now, you see this one we need to calculate the drying time for this constant drying period. So, we know that already we know that how much amount of say unbound moisture actually is removed, that is m c is equal to 1 into L s into rho s into x I minus x c, and we know this one also that total time of drying in the constant drying period at m c by A into n c. So, we can say that that will be just by putting this m c in this equation we will be getting, just in place of this m c we are putting this 1 into L s into rho s into x I minus x c, we will be getting like this one T c is equal to L s into rho s into x I minus x c by L s into n c, and that is nothing but say if we put this n c value this in this expression, then it will be L s into rho s into x I minus x c divided by G s prime into y s minus y I into 1 minus exponential of minus n t g. So, that is you can see this for constant drying period we have this expression. Okay. For falling rate period we have this, we can say this one the expression is like this L s into rho s into x I minus x c, and this divided by G s prime into y s minus y I into 1 minus exponent minus n t g into ln x c minus x star by x minus x star. So, from there we will be getting this total drying time, that is T c plus T f. Okay. Now, we need to consider some mass transfer correlations for different conditions like this. Whenever we have this one, we can say this one wet solid in a packed column. So, either we have to know the heat or mass transfer coefficients or height of the transfer unit or number of gas phase transfer units for particle size from 3 to 20 millimeter. So, STG this one we have got already L s by NTG, because the L s is the total length of this or height of this tower, the we can say packed material. So, from there we will be getting like this G s prime divided by K y into we can say this one K y prime into H T g is equal to L s by N T g is equal to G s by K y prime into K y into A prime, that is we can say is equal to 2.5 into dp into Gs prime to the power 0.41 divided by this A prime. Okay. And Hc is equal to 0.151 into G prime to the power 0.59 divided by dp to the power 0.41 for dp into G prime by mu g, that is greater than 350, where this mu g is equal to viscosity of the drying gas, and heat transfer coefficient value will be 0.214 into G prime to the power 0.49 by dp to the power 0.51 when we have this dp into G prime by mu g, that is less than 350. So, for this dp into G prime by mu g, whenever it is less than 350, then we will be getting Hc using this formula. When it is this dp into G prime by mu g greater than 350, we will be getting Hc using this formula 0.151 into G prime to the power 0.59 by dp to the power 0.41. Now, if the pellets are cylindrical in nature and the length is Lc and diameter is Rc, then we can say this one dp will be diameter of this, we can say this one pellets will be dc into Lc plus 0.5 into dc square to the power 0.5, where this and A prime actually will be 4 into 1 minus epsilon, that is we can say this porosity, and so this is actually mostly for we can say this one highly porous materials, especially the catalyst like this into Lc in plus 0.5 into dc by dc into Lc. Okay. So, here we can say this one G prime is this, we can say this one in kg per meter square hour, and changes appreciably along this, we can say this one bed, and an average value may be used in any of the above equations. We can say this one whatever the Gs prime G prime actually we have assumed. So, we can get this one as the average value, and these are applicable for the spherical sphere particles, and this viscosity of the drying gas in generally we can say this one it is 2.2 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton second per meter square. Okay. So, thank you. So, in the next class we will be discussing about the rate of drying for this continuous dryer.